Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Memoria, where we last left off. We defeated Kasim and dropped the temple down on our own troops. Everyone else for that matter. It probably was bad. And let's face it, look at the battlefield. It's a massacre. Everyone stopped fighting, probably because a giant fortress has just dropped down on top of them all. There are dwarves and elves alike, brute and monstrous creatures strewn all over the battlefield. And someone is calling for my help. Oh, it's the young Amazon from earlier.
The shield. I must move it. The shield.
There you go. I'm not sure if he's even conscious anymore.
I'm wounded. Please, help me.
Bandages. I have bandages.
The bandage is all that I have.
Oh dear. Another dark moment. That's not good.
Quick, take my hand!
Oh, go.
And then, suddenly, everything was quiet.
Yep.
It was as though Satinav had played a prank and stopped time. An almost endless moment in which Sadja and the Adept just stared at each other. He didn't understand that his rescuing hand was more terrible to her than 1,000 demon tentacles could have ever been.
No,
The final admission of her ghastly failure. Suddenly, Satinav snapped his fingers again, and life continued.
I think he took over the demon thingy.
As he pulled her away, I heard her scream. "Leave me," she called. "Leave me. Take me back." And again, I can't leave him behind. Over and over, quieter and quieter, and ever farther away. It didn't take long, and they had disappeared. And that was that. I was right back where I started. Only one thing was different this time. This time, I was able to remember. Remember a princess who persevered in the face of the most impossible obstacles. It helped that the Gorian Desert is one of the most magical places known to this world. Several astral lines cross there, and I lay directly among them. I grew ever more powerful, and I practiced and practiced and practiced. After 400 years, I succeeded in refining my spell to the point where I finally found a way to permanently transform my body. I left the desert and set out for Draconia. I had to know what had happened to my princess after our separation. What happened to the only woman who was ever prepared to entrust her life to a shady, magical staff.
I don't think it went well for her. Because she'd have spent 400... Oh, she will be well dead. I don't think she's going to live 400 years, but I think she'd have been very sad. Oh, well.
Sadja failed in the Gorian Desert.
Can someone...
Help me! Help!
She had the
Hollering
mask,
is futile
and she
when
knew
you can't
the name of the
talk.
Djinn
If
of
only I
Time.
could draw attention some other way.
If the wearer of the mask speaks the name of the Djinn of Time, he can retrieve things past. Garon? Garon, can you hear me? I
Yes.
think I've solved the riddle. It's a little complicated. There are so many little pieces. There's only one thing missing. And then we can finally complete the story. Then I'll ask the staff to change you back. I promise. Can you do me one more favor first? Sadya's ruby has a crack. You need to repair it. Can you do that for me?
Yes. I can't do much, but yes, go for it, please. Thank you.
Please, Garon. Repair the ruby.
It's the only thing I probably can do because I can't do much.
The story is almost thank you. And now let me try something. I pray to the gods that I'm not mistaken.
Please,
Vedan fascadan, esplas te quatan, humurilor gras, ferrogoran, hil bemutir gerol falan, juntir quatan feluntir sodan.
Oh. Yep. I've got spells.
Garon? Are you still there? If so, then you should be able to cast the staff's first spell. Please give me a sign that it worked.
Activate.
I was right. Thank you. Thank you, Garon. Oh, you're probably wondering where you are.
Yes. Where am I? Where are you taking me?
The staff created this place, a burial chamber of a mogul in the middle of the Andergastrian forest. Isn't that impressive?
Leave the mask and come to me.
He's here. I'll be right back.
Brighter. Brighter! And I get left behind again. Nuri.
Yeah. Same visions.
Sadya's spell doesn't work here. Sadya's spell. Sadya's...
Actually, I've activated that thing. Can I break it?
No, I'll leave it like that. I'm cold. I wish someone would push me closer to the fire. Fai! Fai!
Hello?
I wouldn't be surprised if he just screams at me as well. I now know that they can see me and hear me, but it won't do them any good.
Wow. How many poor people did he turn? Okay, so...
Sadya's spell doesn't work. Sadya...
Oh...
Sadya...
Mountains.
Sad... No, I'll leave it like that.
Okay.
I'm cold. I wish some... All I can hear is the crackle of the fire. As the stone over the scarab, so rules the scarab over the stone. I still don't understand.
I think essentially it's trying to say that if you have great power, the mask is power, but at the same time the mask you control the staff, the mask, but at the same time this mask controls you.
I'll try to send Nuri a vision.
Did that work?
I can send Nuri to the mountain and then have her follow the course of the brook from there. But how would she know where to land?
Right, okay, so that was close. That was close to what I wanted. So, mountaintop. I don't need her. Follow the brook to the river. Look for the campfire.
That's it! I'll send Nuri to the mountain and then along the course of the brook until she reaches the fire. I hope it works. Thank the gods. I'm starting to remember something.
Oh, new power.
I know how I can transform myself back.
Depetrify
Alright, here we go.
myself.
No, no, I'm too weak. The mask doesn't have enough power left to change me back. It was all for nothing.
Oh, what if we tell Nuri. Power accumulator. Ooh. Me. Yeah, that works. Come here. Bring that over to me. Bring it to me. Bring it to me. The power accumulator is great for charging a magical object. So if I use Depetrify now with them... Yeah! That's gonna fall on my head. Ow. Oof. Wow.
Oh, finally. Fi, is everything all right?
Oh, yes. My stiff old bones haven't felt this young in ages.
Nuri.
Thanks, Nuri.
Who are you?
That doesn't matter now. Will you promise to wait for me here?
All right.
I'll be right back.
I think he's trying to,
All I can hear is the crackle of the fire.
Let's talk to Fahi first. Fahi?
Let me rest a moment.
Can I take... No, that's drained. Okay, in here. Let's go. I ain't got enough power to do these guys. Well, the staff has.
It's been 450 years since I, a talking staff with no memories, kindled the light in my prison and saw a strange woman who would change my life forever. Her story began in this chamber, and between these walls we will end it together. Marhaba, Geron. Welcome.
You were able to free yourself.
What does all this mean? Where are we?
Yeah.
Ask him.
Indeed. Ask me. You should know that I've waited a long time for this day, and would not like to wait much longer. But if you have a great many questions...
What's going to happen here?
So you still haven't figured out why I sent you my memories? Why you're here?
Tell me everything. Go for it.
I am here because Fahi promised to change Nuri back into a fairy if I helped him with a little riddle. No one said anything about ensouled magic staves, flying fortresses, and strange dreams.
Life is full of surprises, isn't it?
Ha!
You laugh, but I wouldn't have believed that one day someone would rescue me from my dungeon, that I was to climb mountains without legs and wrestle without arms with demons. I would have laughed if someone had told me a princess will appear to you and, despite your strange form, show you the greatest wonders of the world. Oh, how I would have laughed!
Okay, but that doesn't explain why we're here.
You know that Sadja and I were separated. Our golden time together came to an end. When I finally found a way to leave the Gorian desert, centuries had passed. I wanted to know if Sadja had done it, if she had become the great heroine she always wanted to be. I wanted to hear how her name was whispered in the streets in awe. Sadja al-Kabir, Sadja the Great, the heroine who once... But no one had ever heard of her. So I continued and expanded my search. I wanted to know what happened to her after our separation. I followed her trail back to Draconia. I found the Adept's journal and the Djinn of Times' mask. But Sadja's real fate remained a mystery to me. Finally, I met Fahi and asked him to bring me here. A man named Ulrich had taken her ruby from Draconia and brought it to Andergast. He sought the mask in order to bring back his deceased wife, but he found only the gemstone.
Is all this really important?
Yes. Go on, keep it going. This is very important.
Why did you need the ruby? Why the mask? Why all of this?
I wanted to bring together all the relics surrounding Sadja's disappearance and finally understand what happened to her. At least I would know what happened to her. She deserved that. There was only one problem. I'm terrible at riddles. That's why I needed experts to help me. Who could understand every detail, who could be prepared for today.
Prepared? To do what?
To be able to tell Sadja's tale to the end without making a mistake.
Does it matter how she died? She's dead. We can't change that.
You're wrong. You will determine what happened to her.
I don't understand.
The Garden of Oblivion, Geron.
Oh,
I read
crap.
the journal to the end. After her return, Sadja went into the Garden of Oblivion and never came out again. Nothing that happens in the garden has actually happened until someone talks about it. Outside the garden.
And since Sadia has been forgotten since that day, her fate has never been told, and thus never completed.
The Garden of Oblivion?
I never did understand the garden.
Garon, the events in the garden have no effect on the outside world, as though they never happened. Only once someone convincingly tells of those events do they become true.
But if it turns out that they lied, or were mistaken,
Poof.
Then Satanav's invisible hand punishes them for their sacrilege.
that's why we mustn't make a mistake. I think I've explained enough about our wondrous meeting.
Are you ready, Garon?
Just a moment.
Yes. Yeah, I can pause. Good. Well, folks, when we come back, we shall finish our long, lengthy discussion with the guy. And then we'll have to go about... I think we've actually stood over the garden. He's actually got us stood over the garden of Oblivion. This is ancient Draconia. These are mountains that they'll play around in. The Gorian Desert is to the north. And this, well, at least was centuries ago, and this, I think now we are standing over the hole to the Garden of Oblivion. Or something like it. And so essentially what he wants, what he needs, is somebody to finish her tale. To end it. If she went back into the garden, then time has forgotten her. Her deeds were never done. So now we must go forth and put things right. Give her an ending. Complete her memories. So the world may know what she did. But that, folks, for next time. Until then, I'll catch you all later. See ya.